Part 7, Children of the Tempest. You can't do this. I was here first. I reserved this space yesterday. Who cares if you did? We're from the basketball club and we have a game next week. Now, get lost. During the sweltering lunch break, a group of boys cornered String in an inconspicuous part of the playground. But there's more than one court here. Why do you have to? The game next week takes place on this court, so we're getting familiar with it. Got it? Oh my gosh! Just go to a different court. Jeez, what? Not this trope again. Oh my goodness. That popular, or just something in the stores, they pick on someone, that's alone. Oh my goodness. The boy steps closer. Zhang tries to step away, only to find himself back against a fence. We've been watching you for 20 minutes, and you couldn't sink a single shot. Even the monkeys at the zoo play better than you. But I had to be honest, I did notice something special about you, no? He smirks, pointing at Zhang while looking back at his companions. He's exceptionally gifted at being completely talentless. He should start a circus club instead. Oh my goodness. The students erupt in laughter. You can't just... A stone flies out from within the group and strikes him. Zhang instinctively raises his arm to shield himself. With a sharp smack, a bloody gash appears on his forehead arm. Enough talking, loser! Get lost already! The cheering students swarm around him, shoving him back and forth like a ball. Know your place, ringmaster! Apologize and beat it! I didn't do anything wrong! The rules say everyone gets to play. What a stickler for rules. No wonder you don't have any friends. So soft and weak. That's why you always have to tag along with someone else. The students burst into laughter again. Circus freak! Oh my god, there! What a bunch of brats and bitches! This will teach you a lesson. Next time. A fist slams into his smirking face. What happens next time? Go on, I'm listening. Suddenly, one figure tosses into the center of the crowd. She sneers as she cracks her knuckles. You! Before the boy can finish, Jajinko delivers another kick to his face, knocking him to the ground. And I don't really care. She can beat him up. They were assholes anyway. Bet that wasn't Supper Week. Or should I knock out a couple of your teeth too? The crowd instantly falls silent, all eyes turning to the girl behind them. She stands with her arms crossed, glaring at them with a raised eyebrow. Boss! Who are you? His babysitter? Boss, that's Tajinka. Oh, the one from the parachute club? Whose parents were Air Force martyrs? Tajinka's brows suddenly furrows as she steps forward. Her fierce gaze just inches away from the boy's face. Mention them again, and I promise I'll knock you down so hard you'll be flying through the air. Go ahead and go and crawl back to whatever hole you came from. She glances at Zhang, who's clutching his injured arm. I heard you're quite the fighter, but no matter how good you are, you've only got 2 fists. He waves his hand and several more boys approach, their opposing figures casting a united shadow over Jajika. Okay, where's Nervatia? The credits for the long-distance race should have been ours. Thanks to you, we might lose a shot at being tied to the Dominic Patrol now. Oh, F off. It's your fault, Tanaga. So, why is it my fault that you're trash? Jajika scans his crowd with disdain, loses her collar, and slowly rolls up her sleeves. Is this everyone? Do you need some time to think about how to explain to your parents why you're going home looking like a bruised mess? And oop! Together! Get her! Stop! A sharp, commanding voice calls out, stopping everyone mid-motion. Jajinka, are you getting into fights again? Margaret? What are you doing here? Doesn't the basketball club have a game next week? How are you going to explain to your coach and the school if someone gets injured? Nervatia walks directly to Jajinka's side, silently signaling her to step back a little. Shh! Aren't you the transfer student? F off! Scout groups engaging in brawls constitutes a serious violation that could disqualify you from tomorrow's final assessment. The pre-assessment rally is this afternoon. Do you really want to become the school's laughingstock at this critical moment? Nervatia speaks rapidly, clearly not wanting to leave any room for argument. Read it now, and we can pretend we didn't see anything. Otherwise, you can forget about your gang, and say goodbye to any chance at the Dominic Patrol title. Oh, to be honest, you should do that already. Who cares? They should say goodbye to title. I don't care. Like, they don't deserve to be in the game. I'm sorry. Oh, and Major Lee will make sure each of you gets a beating. Hearing Nervatia's warning, the boys exchange glances before all turning to look at their tall leader. You parachute and circus freaks got lucky this time. The boy tries to glare at Jajinka, but withers under Nervatia's stare. Oh, F off on this. Oh my god. We're leaving. He turns and walks away with a sullen pout, and the others gradually disperse behind him. Oh my god, that was intense. Boss, Nervatia, thank you both. Next time they cause trouble, I'll beat. Oh, I was not expecting a close up. What's with the stare? That's a. Getting the gaze boring into her back, Jajinka suddenly goes quiet mid sentence, nervously twirling her hair around her finger. I'll find Major Lee. Are you hurt anywhere else? Do you want us to go with you to the infirmary? I'm fine. It's just a small cut on my arm. I can go to the infirmary by myself. Well, hold on now. Thank you all. Margaret waits goodbye, and they watch as Zhang walks away. Ahem. So, I could have handled it myself, but I should still think. Don't bother. Nervatia suddenly turns away. The three of us belong to the same patrol. I don't want our group's evaluation to suffer because of one person. I refuse to fall behind the others. With that, she walks away without looking back, leaving Jajinka and Margaret standing there in a stunned silence. Nervatia. Margaret glances at Nervatia's retreating figure, then at Jajinka's beside her. In the soft afternoon light, Jajinka's pale yellow bracelet glints brightly. Jajinka, have you and Nervatia made up yet? Have you apologized to her? Hey yo! Seeing Jajinka's hanging her head, Margaret suddenly claps right next to her ear. You scared me! What was that for? You know, Nervatia might seem cold on the inside, but she's actually really generous and kind-hearted. Just take on an initiative, and I'm sure she'll warm up to you. She's basically a thunder, to be honest, in here. If you keep obsessing over the past, you'll miss out on tomorrow's sunshine. You're a pilot who protects the skies. You got to be more proactive, you know? Got it. Jajinka twirls her hair around her finger, nodding reluctantly. So, pinky promise? From now on, if something like this happens again, you'll find Nervatia first. Or, at least come to me. Under the azure sky, Margaret holds out her pinky finger. Yeah, pinky promise. Aw, that's so cute. It's so sweet. Kartaki looks really nice. Wow. The setting sun bathes the spires at Kartaki Research Institute, casting a magnificent shadow across Unity squares below. Nearly 1,000 young students gather beneath. Since the institute normally prohibits public entry, most are visiting for the first time, their faces alight with excitement as they take in the spectacular surroundings. Wow, it's so tall and big. Like a super duper chocolate bar. Great, and now I'm craving for sweets because of that. My goodness. Hee, I just got inspired. I'm going to try making one tonight. That's the Alliance Heritage Monument, Margaret. We covered it in cultural studies yesterday. Oops, I was too busy thinking about what fruits to use in my cake during class. Jajinka lets out a resigned sigh. It's shaped like a fountain pen, representing the scientific community of the entire Commercial Alliance, and commemorates how they transferred Kartaki from ruins into a global technological hub. See the inscription on it? Jajinka points to the side of the monument. Margaret shades her eyes with her hand and looks up. For a better tomorrow. Oh, I remember now. That's what's written on the first page of the Scout Handbook. Yeah, it's also Kartaki's motto. She smiles, scanning the crowd and around them. Where's Nervatia? She was chosen to be part of the staff. She's probably helping backstage right now. Chosen? Jajinka glances at the three connected seats she fought so hard to secure and lets out a sigh. She's always stealing the spotlight. Well, she's doing her best. It's not like she wants to steal it from you, to be honest. Guided by the staff, students begin taking their seats. Soon after, tall figures emerges from the backstage and steps onto the spacious podium. Oh god, not this cocky thing. Scouts, our rally is about to begin. Please maintain silence. The familiar voice echoes across the square as the audience gradually falls silent. Now, please give our keynote speaker a warm round of applause. This is Comrade Gregory, a distinguished worker who has served honorably on Kartaki's industrial front lines for 30 years. Thunderous applause fills the air as a tall, thin man with deeply weathered skin slowly makes his way to the podium. Esteemed scouts, comrades from all sectors of society, good afternoon to you all. His voice is powerful, yet tinged with nervousness. His fingers repeatedly brushing against the oak panel of the lectern. Looking at him, one can help but think of an ordinary, middle-aged everyman. Actually, I wasn't supposed to be the one standing at this podium today, but my old liver condition flared up again 2 days ago. When I opened my eyes, the doctor warned me that I had less than 2 months left to live. As a worker, I understand the true measure of an endeavor's greatness lies not in its glamour, but in its ability to withstand the trials of time. So, in what little time I have left, I wish to make a final contribution to the cause I hold so dear. He lifts his head with pride as he says that, his gaze sweeping over the children in the audience, his voice no longer hesitant or nervous. 30 years ago, a piece of shrapnel struck my liver during the war. The doctor said the wound would eventually rupture again, and when that happened, I would certainly die from poisoning. No one knows when that day will come. It could be an hour, a week, or even 10 years. It hangs over me like the sword of Damocles, casting every day of my life into a waking nightmare. I couldn't see any meaning in such an existence, and one day, actively launched their plan to rebuild Kartaki, and I became one of the first pioneers to set foot on those ruins. Those who journeyed with me were mostly young people affected by the war. Actively gave us an official designation, the Kartaki Scouts. I will never forget that bitter winter when over 400 of us scouts trudged through snow and wind to lay a narrow gauge railway across the river bridge, carrying steel and wooden planks on our shoulders. A snowstorm had plunged Kartaki into minus 30 degrees. To ensure the Kartakians had access to coal and firewood, we worked around the clock, fearing that even a moment's rest might leave someone suffering in the cold. We completed it, and I collapsed from exhaustion. When I opened my eyes, I beheld an enormous fireball soaring to the sky. Its flame cut through the biting snow and wind, shining even brighter than the sun itself. I later learned it was Alliance 10, a rocket built by the Kartakian descendants. Countless tons of steel and fuel had traveled along the tracks we laid, carrying the Golden Age's ambitions into space. In that moment, I finally understood the meaning of life, to live and to labor. These are what bind you and me together in our struggle for one magnificent dream. In our collective struggle, even the humblest achievement becomes noble, and even the smallest individual becomes sublime. 10 years ago, the youth and workers at Kartaki once again defied mockery and doubt from the outside to successfully overcome the energy conversion challenge of the mining, completing Kartaki reactor number 4. He swept his arm through the air, turning to look at the towering structure behind him. Damn, that's a lot of work they did, over those years. Today, it still roars beneath this building, sustaining the daily needs of 35,000 Kartakians. Comrades, what a magnificent achievement this is. We used to live within this golden dream, until 1 year ago, when the plunging virus descended upon our world. It's destroyed our modern way of life and brought unprecedented war and death to the entire world. Humanity, our civilization, now stands at a crossroads unlike any we faced before. Comrades, the enemy we face is formidable, but it is not invisible as some nihilists would have you believe. These past few months, we successfully halted the punishing virus advance in both the Atlantic and Column. So what if we lost our technology? We created it, and we can just as well shut it down. As long as our spirit of unity and sacrifice endures, the Golden Age isn't over. We will weather this storm together. What determines the purpose worth has never been about what you can achieve, but rather what you're willing to sacrifice for a righteous cause. My dear young scouts, your parents' generation of mind fought and bled to create the beautiful world we have today. Today, that same sacred duty falls upon your shoulders. We will not allow the punishing virus to advance one step further. We continue to live brilliantly and labor passionately for everything we hold dear. For a better tomorrow! Oh, I love that. That was actually a beautiful speech. Gregory raised his arm high, and the square erupts in thunderous cheers. Enthusiastic students rise to their feet, paying respect to the tearful old worker on the stage. Whether or not they fully grasped Gregory's speech, the students had undoubtedly recognized the dramatic shifts of their era, and felt a sense of purpose through his words. They are no longer individuals, but a community bound together to live and labor, and sees that every person, every small effort, can influence the course of history. Of course, some do not buy into this fervent idealism. Oh dear. More propaganda. And F you to, oh my gosh. Can motivational speeches defeat the punishing virus? I was hoping to see Colonel Pavlov and hear about actual combat. Oh my gosh. Hey! You there! Watch your mouth! Someone were you sitting behind me? I'm just saying, all this propaganda is useless and stupid. People don't just live to suffer. So, got any brilliant insights to add? This is our history. All control kids must know what they're fighting for. Conviction and discipline are what makes someone pick up a gun and win battles. If our army was full of people like you, we wouldn't stand a chance against the punishing virus. I'm not going to keep arguing with you. Hey, you, what do you think? The boy turns to look at Margaret. Ignoring Margaret. Huh? Me? Margaret presses her index finger to her cheek, looking thoughtful. I think it's wonderful that we all get to participate in this event together. The old man has lived through so much. If this was what he wanted to share at the end of his life, he must think it's really important. Aren't we missing the point if we're fighting over something like that? Margaret smiles as she gazes toward the distant podium. As the applause gradually subsides, majestic string music fills the air, signaling the start of the rally's performances. The children turn toward the stage in unison, where a red flag waves proudly in the breeze, emblazoned with the motto of their era: for a better tomorrow. Oh? Instead of returning to the dormitory after the rally ends, Nirvati heads to the hill behind the school, carrying her training firearms. For most people, Gregory's speech was inspiring, but hardly profound. But it was different for Nirvatia. His words filled her with a surging vitality, as she witnessed a vivid example of a patient earning his place in the world through hard work. This means that even marginalized people like her can connect with others through their efforts and carve out their place in the world. Nirvati climbs up to the training grounds on the hill, removes a rifle from her bag, and casually selects a shooting window. There, she discovers a wooden sign with a name that makes her blood boil. Stop trembling. The target won't pity you. Zaninka, highest scoring shooter on this range. Phew. Holding her rifle, she stares at the sign for a long time, before closing her eyes and taking deep breaths. She tries to picture Zaninka's face on the target. And then, oh what? Why?